Hi, I'm Winnie from Never a Phase Network here with John from post-hardcore band Hold on Fire.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
No problem. So you're in the New Jersey band Hold on Fire. How did that come around?
It's a project or a band, whatever you want to call it. I started it. We call ourselves established since 2024, but the concept started super late 2023. I had another band that was starting to become a little inactive. It was not post-hardcore. It was I don't really know the genre.
I would say like
A lot of
pop
synth.
punk, synth wave, pop punk kind of
I don't know.
vibe.
I don't think I'd go in the. We only had like one pop punk song, but regardless, we were a band of many genres, I guess, and that was starting to kind of run its course, and I was itching to return to heavier music, and I just kind of texted some of my best friends, and I was like, "We're doing this," and I booked studio time with
Fred
Fred
Mascherino for
Mascherino, yeah, Fred Mascherino from Take It Back Sunday, and the Color Fred, and another band called Terrible Things, which rips. He produced our record. I had been working with him prior to Hold On Fire a little bit, and yeah, recorded a bunch of music, and here we are.
record a bunch of music with your friends. That's the dream.
It's the dream, bro.
So you have an EP coming out July 6th called Half Alive, which features a track, I believe, by Dan Marsala from Story of the Year.
You heard correct. Yes. Super honor for all of us. We all grew up listening to Story of the Year heavily. One of our all-time favorite bands, if not our all-time, some of our actual all-time favorite bands. So definitely an honor to have Dan on it. Couldn't be more thankful that that kind of panned out. And yeah, it's funny because that song is like the third song we ever recorded out of like, we recorded three songs in 2024, and then in 2025 we recorded seven songs. Um, so the song we recorded with Dan, it's a great song, but it's like funny watching the band evolve after that. Because I feel like that song was still in our like early stages of figuring our sound out. Um, but that song's chorus was written for my previous band, and then last minute I was like, I'm going to use that in this band. So we wrote a song around the chorus.
So what's the song called?
It's called Dead and Spent.
Dead and
Um,
Spent.
Dead and Spent. Just another relationship gone wrong song. um,
Of course.
but it's funny because at the time of it being written, I was the chorus lyrics when we were writing them. Me, Dan, and actually my friend Jimmy, one of my friend Jimmy Sullivan from high school, is actually a writer on this song. I had been working with Jimmy on some Hello Halo stuff, and we were working on the song. And after we tracked it, Jimmy and I thought it was better suited for something else.
Yeah.
And then Hello Halo was taking a little break anyway, so I told Jimmy, I was like, "Can I take that song we wrote and bring it into this?" And he was like, "Dude, of course. You've been talking about trying to get this done your whole life." So I met Jimmy in high school, so we went to high school together, and one of my best friends.
So obviously you all grew up, like you both grew up listening to Story of the Year. How did it come around getting Dan on the track?
Um, this could be embarrassing. No, I just like I've seen Story of the Year like over 100 times. When especially actually I don't think it's changed. But like when I was in my 20s, like I'd be traveling all over to see them. And Dan and I just, over the years have gotten along and became pals, and I brought it up to him like one day like 10 years ago, and he was just like, "Yeah, but like I didn't have a band really then, or like whatever." Like it was just like, "Yeah, sure." And then always just tried to kind of make it happen, but I didn't really have the means to.
Yeah.
And then um when I was I guess in like 2023, Dan was like, "Yeah, like we're not touring here. Like if you want to come over," or like whatever the case was. Like I ended up going to his house and we ended up recording. I think we were gonna just have him do vocals, but like they were already written, but then we didn't have anything written. So Dan was like, "Well, forget a studio. I have a studio in my like in my basement. Just come over. So the two of us went over and we like only wrote the chorus. That's like all we had. We
Yeah,
had like an instrumental like track that wasn't even guitar oriented. And then we recorded the chorus and then Hello Halo was falling apart and I needed to take a break from music because my at the time girlfriend had just gotten diagnosed with cancer. So
I'm sorry to hear
I
that.
was just like, oh well she's a champ and she kicked that shit ass. So
Hell yeah.
yeah. But like I just remember being like, wow, I'm at the one place I want to be at, and I just got the fucking worst news in my life.
Yeah,
Um, but
that's rough.
yeah, but the lyrics for that song were stemming from I was a previous relationship I was in that was like wasn't great, like was
Yeah.
super toxic. And the lyrics on my end were actually stemming from that. I was only been with Bridget like a few months at that point. So the lyrics really weren't about like let me toss something away that I want. It was
Yeah.
more about tossing something away that you're just exhausted from. Um, but we've all been there, I'm sure, you know, whether
Oh,
it's a
a
romantic
hundred,
relationship or a friendship.
hundred
So,
percent, 100%.
and Andrew wrote the verses on the spot. Like Andrew,
Andrew,
like
the lead
didn't,
singer
yeah.
of
So
Hold on
and
Fire.
yeah, and he wasn't there that day. Like I think like Joe had like reworked some of the track after getting like an isolated vocal mix, and then like Andrew and I were just in my room like listening to it, and he just like Andrew just started singing, and I was like, stop singing, let me hit record. And like that was it. Like we didn't even change many like the lyrics.
Beautiful.
Um and the song just came together organically. And it's cool. You know, it's produced by one of my favorite people. I have one of my favorite singers, if not my favorite singer, on the song. You know,
Living the
I have my
dream.
yeah, it's cool. The song's just like a nice, you know, moment in time, I guess.
I love that. I
Yeah,
absolutely
it's
love
cool.
that as a fan of you musically and
Thank
like
you.
knowing how much of a fan of Story of the Year you are. I just, oh, it's just all come together really beautifully for you
Thank
to be able
you.
to release this song with like one of your biggest hit inspirations.
Yeah. It didn't hit me until yesterday when we were like kind of looking at the clock and we were like, oh, we have a single coming out in like 10, like a week. And I was like, I got kind of like cold feet. I called one of my friends. I was like, I, should I just shove this? Like,
No, you can't shelf it. Like you have to be brave. You have to release it for the people.
I know, I know. It'll be good. It'll be good. I'm excited.
So speaking of that, obviously your new EP comes out July 6th, and from
Yes.
what I gather, it's one of two EPs because you have several songs out right now. You have Like a Ghost, Can I Find My Way, Brand New Eyes, Funeral, and Get It Right. But not all of
Yes.
those songs appear on this first EP, Half Alive.
No, so that's a result of us being stupid and not listening to the right people about releasing music, myself included. Um, Meaning I'm not the person who was doing the listening, not the person I should be listening to. Um, I, we had released, we didn't have a plan. At least with Like a Ghost and Get It Right. Get It Right was our first single, and there's you know that like oh just get your first single out there. So we did, and like you know that's our first single. We're always gonna love that song.
100%.
And then we finished Like a Ghost, and then the song with Dan we had to put on hold just because Dan got a little busy.
Yeah.
And then we didn't really know what we were doing as a band. Like we were just kind of figuring it out like on the fly. And then all of a sudden were recording like 7 songs with Fred, and we were like, we have 10 songs. And then we were going to release it as a full record, but we didn't feel like it was cohesive enough. But we thought 2 EPs was kind of the move. So that just they tie into each other. I wouldn't be surprised if you can take one song off of one EP and put it on like the other EP, and it, you know. So we just figured some of the you know, we're a brand new band. At the end of the day, like no one's waiting for us to release new music. We kind of have to just shove it down people's throats right now and force them to listen.
I mean, you
um,
do have a solid fan base already built up.
which is wonderful. I think what we want to do is we're starting to write music that will be like more of a cohesive if we want to do another EP, if we want to do another record, like a full length record, we're focusing on releasing this music, but at the same time, as musicians, like you're always kind of in the back, like creating, because that's like that's like the fun in it. All this stuff, like the business stuff, is quote unquote the not fun stuff. Like
Yeah, having to
not like this
post.
conversation, but like, oh god, social media, holy crap,
Yeah,
social media drains us.
I get that. I get that as someone who is now having to post TikToks and stuff. Not against my will. It's not against my will, but it's not what I would choose to do. Usually, I get that it's very draining. It takes so much of
Oh
your
my
time,
god.
and you're like, oh, I have to post this at the right time so it actually hit my audience. And
Yeah,
I think that's a big part of being a musician these days. Is back
it
when we were
sucks.
teenagers, there was MySpace, and now it's evolved into TikTok. People are posting TikTok videos, but that's how bands are being found out these days. It's how they're being discovered.
I know it's a whole new ballgame now. I mean, it's not that new anymore. But like for people like myself, you're 37 years old. Like like I get so drained from the social media that instead of after like playing my guitar, I'll be like, I just need to watch like some TV real quick. Like my like decompression is different now because it's like band stuff is you're more than just a guitar player or the songwriter. You're a tour manager. You're booking agent. Like I book. I mean, we all Joe and I have been doing a lot of the booking together lately, but like I at one point was like the sole purpose, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is not what I want to be dealing with right now. But that is the business, and at the end of the day, it just makes you a better person doing, more things like that. So
And
experience couldn't hurt.
if you don't book your own shows, like who's going to book you?
Exactly. Like you got to pick your own shows at first.
Yeah,
So
but I do think like going from the MySpace. Obviously, it's been 20 years. There is a lot more pressure now that bands are going to get discovered on TikTok. Band
oh yeah.
that's how you market yourself. It's not just putting out music; it's pandering to the social media.
Oh, 100%. It's but you know what, whatever. Like we said, that's the game, and if you have to play it, you have to play it. Like if you want
Yeah,
to be heard, then you got to do a few things that you're not gonna want to do. So at the end of the day, we're just like, to even just say like, oh, I have a song coming out with Dan. I made a record with Fred. I This record was built by my best friends and I like
that's incredible.
that experience alone is like more than enough. So all of this extra, just even talk to you or have like I posted yesterday on Instagram like a little demo preview of the song because I found it like my memories of me at Dan's and having some of their fans get excited. That's like my teenage dream is just I wanted to be my favorite band. So it's
Well, of
cool. It's
course.
exciting. And it should be fun. The City Really show will be a good time. Playing in a few weeks in the city.
So to go back to the EP, because you've mentioned it was produced by one of your favorite musicians, one
Mr.
of our
Fred
favorite
Mascherino.
one of our favorites, and it was also recorded by Stephen Angelo. So
Yes,
how
I
was
love Steve.
how was that experience for you?
Dream come true. First of all, them together, they rock. Like they're like mom and dad in the studio. It's sick. Like they're both just like everyone has the same vision, but everyone has different routes of how we want to get there. And everyone just wants the best products. And like they really work well as a team. It's like I've worked with people where like the producer will be like, all right, you're gonna send this off to your mixer. He may mute 9 out of your 10 guitars that we tracked. And I'm like, why the fuck? I could curse, right?
Yeah,
Why the fuck? Why am I tracking 10 guitars, different guitar parts? If I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, and I do understand now you're gonna get a different ear that's be like, well, the song is served better with this. Like you did too much there. I absolutely understand that. But to have that person there in the initial process of tracking, who's like, hey, record this, and I'm gonna mess with it mix wise, and just like trust me. That was awesome. But Steve also gets a total credit roll on producer wise because he helped with a lot of the vocals. Like, like he was a massive instrumental part of this. Like, I'd recommend Steve to anybody any day. Just as a mixer, as a songwriter, like help, engineer. Like Steve just rips, and he's just a fun, cool guy. Like anytime we're in the studio, like we kind of always started off our days like it wasn't always like, all right, the band's here, get to work. It was like, how are you guys doing? What's going? How was your week? What's going on this week? Like, does anyone have anything heavy going on that they want to just maybe turn around real quick? Like, and
That,
that happens sometimes.
yeah, but
When I
that's incredible. Like that you can go into your studio and your producers are like, "Hey, like,
yeah
do we need to like sit down and talk first? Like, can I
yeah
help you with anything?" That's incredible.
oh, they're just good people. I started drinking coffee thanks to Fred. Because I was so tired driving down one day, and he was like, "Let me make you coffee," and I was like, "I don't really drink coffee." He goes, "I'm making you coffee," and now I drink coffee. Um, and here we are. Um, but yeah, yeah, working with them was just a dream team. Like they really just know how to work well off of each other, and it was always a good vibe, and just it was just fun. Like I like miss it. Like I want to go back and record more.
Oh,
Which is funny because I actually like I get really restless like when I'm in the studio sometimes like I love being there, but then I love like getting out of there. Like you're there for like 12 hours. And with my schedule right now, like I just that's such a long chunk of time.
oh, it would
Um
be for anyone. 12 hours
yeah,
is.
it's just like I don't sleep. I work so many hours. But honestly, that is my vacation. Like I love it. Like when I take off work and everyone's like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "I'm driving to Pennsylvania to record music, and I'm going to be there for 3 to 4 days per week for 4 months." I'm just like, I could not be happier. I
You
dated a girl once, like 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. If I like correct numbers, um, and I was like, it was the first Hello Halo song that I recorded in like a professional setting, and it just made me happy. And she was like, "Hey, like when you're in the studio, like you're like resolve is better, like." And I would stick with me. So love recording, love being able to play these songs live. Songs live rip,
I honestly can't wait to see
except
what
for
the
the one
live
we can't play.
except for so just so
There's
the
one.
audience
There's just
knows.
one song we're so bad at playing still.
Which song is that? Just so the
It's
audience
not.
knows.
It's not on this EP. It's on the next
It's
EP,
on the
and it's
next
not out yet.
EP.
But I'll like whatever. It's a song called Flake. And Joe and I were just listening to like demos. He was like showing me something. He was showing me something new he wrote for a song we were working on, and then it like played into like another demo by accident. And I was like, "Leave this on." And then I looked at him and I was like, "We need to record this." So I texted Fred. I was like, "We're gonna do an extra song." And the song is, well, for me, it satisfies my Metallica needs. So I'm
Obviously,
here
you're a
for it.
huge Metallica fan.
Yeah, I'm a Metallica freak. I'm like a walking encyclopedia. It's gross. I love when people come up to me, like older people that are like in their 50s when like Metallica was in like their heyday, and they're like, "Let me tell you this," and I'm like, "I know I was not there in 1989, but I can tell you every tour date that happened."
I feel that. I feel that. Not with Metallica. Not with Metallica. I'm not cool enough for Metallica.
I love it. They do it for me.
Oh no, they're a great band. They're
They
not.
paved the way. But don't get me wrong, it's like the Beatles. I don't give a fuck about the Beatles. Oh god, my family would slap me if they heard this.
I was gonna
Um,
say, like, as someone who obviously has grown up in England and I lived in Liverpool for a few years, and my headphone keeps falling out. I I love the Beatles, but there are more influential bands around.
yes. And I will not deny their influence. They're the biggest band of all time. I shouldn't say I hate the Beatles. I just their music does not inspire me to go pick up a guitar or do anything. But obviously I respect, and I learned this because this is how I work. I'll watch my favorite band members do things. Like I know the bass player of Story of the Year gave them a shot later, like, post 30 years old, and was like, "This is my favorite thing of all time now. Like, I should try that." So sometimes I'll say I don't like something and then I will listen to it and I'm like, I was proven wrong.
Yeah, I'm like that. Like, my partner's really into a. I don't know how to describe them. They're called Glory Hammer, and they tell stories about fights in Scotland, and it's a whole world. And when he first told me about this band, I was like, that does not sound like my cup of tea. Turns out they're really awesome. Like, it's just so mystical and like magical that you're just like, I can't help but be like enticed by it.
Right.
Just can't help it.
Yeah. I mean, that's just music, you know. It's hard for me to discover new music now. Not that it's hard. I can literally go on Spotify, but like I just don't. Very rare do I hear something and I'm like, but I always give every band I've listened to ever, like when they drop something new, I always give it a shot. Like the new Protest the Hero is sick. You know, I love Protest the Hero. And I probably, yeah, ah, great band.
I find a lot of bands these days through scrolling on TikTok. I
See,
came
that's
across
cool.
I came across Pennsylvanian based Common Crime through TikTok, and I absolutely love them. They are
That's
incredible.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've heard some music on like TikTok and stuff where I'm like, oh wow, like this is great. And like we've even talked about creating shorter content for that for this exact purpose. Like we have is today Tuesday? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So we
Tuesday.
don't have rehearsal tonight. We canceled rehearsal, but we're doing a night tonight.
Right,
Um
just go film some silly videos.
yeah, pretty much. We're just gonna go to Joe's house and me and Jeremy, Andrew, and his fiance will talk Final Fantasy while the rest of them do the work.
I mean, you all need to be in the videos, and you are
Oh
putting
yeah.
in the hard work right now talking to me, so
This
you
is
get to
not
know
hard work.
you
This is
get
relaxing.
this is relaxing to be fair. Just the audience knows we are long-time friends as well, so
Oh yeah.
this as connecting to do this interview was just like, hey man, do you want to hop on a call and just like
Oh yeah. Ain't
talk about
nothing.
the new EP?
I'm clocked into my day job right now.
Exactly. Are you actually clocked in at work? That doesn't surprise me. It doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me. So, just going back to everything, with with the EP coming out, which track has you most excited?
So I guess it's funny. They all actually are really special. So and I'll break it down real quick. So the first song is "Can I Find My Way Out of the Dark." I actually just think that's our best song. Like
Love it.
that's our most energetic. That's like what I want out of this band. So I love that song. That's the newest song we have. I adore that song, and to me, that's just it. Just is it like when it first hits, I'm like, that's what people know they're like getting into. Like they know exactly what they're going to get into, and they're like, all right, this band, this is what they're capable of. I forget the actual order, but obviously Dead and Spent, the single that comes out next week, um, that has Dan on it. That like automatically makes it, you know, super special and dream come true song. We've already talked about that song. Brand New Eyes. I There's something about that song that fucking love. I think it's Andrew's vocals. I just think musically it's not so typical. It's not just like your verse,
I
chorus.
agree. I absolutely love Andrew's
Yeah,
voice, especially in Brand New Eyes.
yeah,
It's just so beautiful. He's got such a gorgeous voice.
yeah. So I love that song. Like I listen to that song and I forget it's my band. Um, and then what else is on the EP? Like a Ghost. I think Like a Ghost rips. I lyrically, Andrew Andrew was going through he had a death in the family and I was going through a breakup when that song happened, and that was the first song I kind of was just like I like need to get some therapy out lyrically, and the band let me take like the reign on it, and it was awesome. Just Andrew did a great job singing on that. Fred and I, like Fred helped out with like vocal melody stuff like he usually does, and lyrically we just kind of worked on it together. But I remember like being in like Hudson, New York. I think it's Hudson. Um, I was at a bachelor party with a bunch of friends. We rented out a bunch, like a house, and it was just six dudes. drinking and partying all day, and like I was just in the corner, just getting fucked up, like writing lyrics down, and that became like a ghost. So I always have a love for that song. And then I always thought it was funny because the girl I wrote it about, um, the only person that came out with me to celebrate the single release was her. And
Oh, does she
like
know it's
she,
about her?
yeah, yeah, like I mean, it's my girlfriend now, but like so,
Oh, right.
yeah, like
Okay.
but like I at the time like she like messaged me and was like, hey, like I know your single came out. Like, are you having a release? Like, are you celebrating? Would it be weird if I came? I was like, I'm the only one at the bar right now. If you want to come, and like, we came and we partied, and that's that's I love that girl.
Music brings everyone
Um,
together.
yeah. And then the last song on the EP um is not out. It'll be out with the EP. It's called Legends. And Legends was the first song we ever wrote as a band. Like we wrote Get It Right after Legends. Legends was when Bridget and I were living together at an apartment. I point over there because it's right there. Um, I had a little like studio room, and like it was like the first time Andrew, Joe, and me and Jeremy were in a room together, like um, trying to write music. Like we had all hung out before, um, and like we wrote like Joe had this demo he wrote, and he showed us Legends, and we played it, and we just tracked the demo or whatever, like in my living, like in my little studio room, and that was like the end of it. And then we ended up recording Legends last year, so it wasn't part of the initial first three. And it's funny because I think most bands like they have like their first song and they think of it as like a baby song. And when Legends was being recorded, I kind of had that thought. I was like, I just think this is like the song I don't want to like record. And it's like one of my favorite songs to listen to now. Like
Oh,
I think it came out great. Like Joe and I joke all the time. We're like, we shit on this song, and every time we listen to it, we're like, yo, this song rips. And it's not a ripper. It's like I can't explain it. It's just it's got a vibe to it. It's not as intense, but I think Andrew's vocal performance is really good.
I can't wait to hear
And
it.
yeah, it's honestly like every time I listen to it, I'm like, I'm in love with the song more and more every time I hear it. So those are the five songs. And they're awesome. Like I think it's a strong EP. Obviously I'm biased. But yeah, it's cool. I'm just stoked to get it out there. It's like nice to see things kind of happening. I think I'm bad at releasing music and I forget to get excited. Like my mom told me that once. She goes, you're always excited when you're in the studio, but when it comes down to like the song being out, you don't even tell me. I go, Mom, I forget. But
You need
I
to
always say I don't forget.
you need to celebrate your achievements, celebrate the music
Yes.
you're putting out.
I had a phone call about that today with Jeremy because I was like, how are we celebrating next week? But our EP comes out on a Monday, which I don't know really why we did, but
Yeah, I was when you said July 6th, I was like, I swear that's like a Monday. That's a weird day to release an EP. Ooh,
it's like no one's doing it. No one like Monday could be hit or miss, but it's the summer. What's
yeah.
your Monday in the summer versus any other day right now?
I'm
Um
yeah, I
uh,
mean I'm currently living through a heat wave, so
yeah, so it's just like we were like, you know what? Let's drop it on a Monday. Let's have some fun. Um and like whatever. Like um at the end of the day, it's our first EP, so I don't think the release date is going to matter so much as will getting having people now like I can't talk today, like having people get drawn to the record. We'll have hey, I found this video. Oh well, the song's already out. Not oh they're a band and they're new. Like I think so I'm excited for that.
speaking of videos, when do you've got a new music video coming out shortly, haven't you?
Yes, it may come out. We're like pushing to get it out Friday. We got like another cut yesterday. Um, there's supposed to be one more edit. It's supposed to be the final edit. And I pretty much told the guy, I was like, dude, like I need this video out before June 30th. So I'm trying to get it out by Friday. It's a video for Can I Find My Man in the Dark? It's a
Ooh.
performance video. We look handsome because we are dressed like we just got out of a wedding.
You guys always look
Um,
handsome.
we look extra handsome because we're wearing ties. And I think that's
Oh,
how we're dressing for our
fancy.
CD release show. We're gonna like just wear those outfits.
Um, are there any plans beyond these two EPs so far? I know you've mentioned that you want to get in the studio and record an album.
Yes, we've literally just started writing. Um, so it's not like there's any demo to just, get excited about. We're honestly just looking at booking a ton of shows as much as we can. We have some shows for the fall lined up. We're going to announce something with, I forget all the bands. One of them is Tokyo
I
Rose.
love Tokyo Rose.
Oh yeah, they rip. And then there's like a ska band that's like kind of popping right. I forget. Oh, and then a band called Just Happy to Be Here, who we played with earlier this year, and they rip. Um, and then we have other shows that I don't have full details yet that I only got literally last night. But yeah, we're playing some shows in the fall with them, some other friends at other shows. And then uh yeah, I'd love to get back in the studio just because that's what I want to be doing, but I'm not gonna rush it. I don't even know who would produce it. I've talked to Fred about having obviously I would love to have Fred produce again, but given his touring schedule, if that can't happen, we there's a few alternative people in mind, but Fred's always number one in our heads and hearts.
Yeah, you can't
um
help it. He has to be
yeah,
number one.
yeah. But other than that, we're just focused on getting these songs out, booking shows, making content, and just kicking butt live.
Well, thank you for joining me today. And you can
Thank you.
find a review of Half Alive, the new EP from Hold on Fire, over on Never Phase Network on July 6th when it releases.
Thank you.
Thank you.